What is up, everybody? And you're very welcome along to today's early show. Myself, Chris Stonadge, and Paddy Murphy. Actually, Chris Stonadge isn't just good enough. I think we need to elaborate the name. Connor, there we go. Chris Hardboarder Stonadge.
For God's sake. Oh my God! Here we go. It's happened again, fellas. It's happened again.
Early thought. You know what? I thought of this last night, Chris. I won't lie. I'm sitting here last night going, "How can I shithouse Chris today?"
That's what this channel's become about now. It's Chris agenda, not Anfield agenda. How can we create an agenda against him? But you know what?
I mean, that shirt's doing a lot, mate. I mean, I won't lie. We don't have to do much with that shirt.
You don't, to be fair. You don't. But it is an absolute beauty. £25 it cost me from eBay. And it is magnificent, to be fair.
Good going.
It reminds me of Paddy. Is it a fruit salad?
Sweet. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. I couldn't get the name.
The fruit salad sweet. I know what that is. Let's
exactly
go.
It. That's exactly it. I knew I was thinking of.
We will get stuck into it, but before we do, we've got a little bit of an ad to play, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks from our sponsors, Spitch. So bear with me 1 second. Spitch is the ultimate fantasy football manager game. To celebrate Boxing Day this year, Spitch are hosting a huge raffle with 50 prizes, including AirPods, Beats, Netflix vouchers, signed football merchandise, and lots more. You can play entirely for free with a new team and competition every week. The game is conducted in classic fantasy football style, choosing your team from the allocated budget and scoring points based on things such as goals, assists, and clean sheets. You must be 18 years or over to enter, and it's available to UK residents. And the link is in the description to download the app. And as I said, don't miss out this week, Boxing Day, kicking off with a massive giveaway. All those prizes that I mentioned there: Beats, Netflix vouchers, AirPods, 50 prizes, and you can play entirely for free. The link to download Spitch is in the description of the video. And good luck to everyone that plays. Now, gents, huh?
That's
everything. You know what I mean? We're doing
Greg is spitching facts.
I'm spitching facts, Paddy. You're right. You're spot on, mate. How'd your darts go for you, mate? Even though I know the answer.
What a bottler. Okay, give me two open sets instead of bottler. Sure, look. It is what it is. He was the massive underdog anyway. What a bottle job, Jason Lowe.
Loads to get through, lads. We want to unpack last night's game, but we want to start off, I suppose, Chris, with the news that unfortunately our Boxing Day game against Leeds, which was a 12:30 p.m. kickoff, has been postponed because of a COVID outbreak in the Leeds camp.
Yeah, it's a little bit frustrating, isn't it, for all of us who are going to be watching it on Boxing Day? But to be fair, it's quite good news in some ways. To give the lads a rest. And it's sound. It might be added into that massive fixture congestion, but you know what? It got to be safe at the end of the day. Leeds have closed their training ground, so it's clearly something quite serious for Bielsa to not train players. So yeah, hopefully all the boys are safe.
I think it's actually
we could probably bring down the names at this point. Go on, Paddy.
I think it's actually nothing but bad news. I think there's a lot of negative connotations to this being cancelled. First and foremost, Leeds are an easy 3 points right now, and Chelsea and Man City have both availed of that. Also, it now means Robertson's red card will carry into the Chelsea game, so he'll be missing Chelsea. I suppose it is good for the sake of rotation and the Leicester game, but I feel like hopefully not, but it could come back to bite us later on in the season, which obviously there's nothing we can do. But hopefully it doesn't. But yeah, it could be a bit of a sticky one. But Costas is good enough to play against Chelsea, obviously.
It's the world we're living in, isn't it, lads? There's no planning for anything anymore. We just have to wake up each day and take it as it comes. And the managers, I can only imagine how difficult it is for all the managers right now to be working on all the coaches. And look, Jordan Henderson came out, Paddy, this week and spoke about player welfare again and how he doesn't think the football authorities really pay lip service to it, but he doesn't feel like they actually care about the players. And I can understand where he's coming from.
Yeah, absolutely, and it ties into obviously even again after the game last night, Klopp going on about the 26th to the 28th turnaround, and it's so funny because online people act as if it's only Liverpool, it's only Klopp and Liverpool go on about this. Always, it's such a weird obsession people have. Whereas Thomas Tuchel, Ralph Rangnick, they've all come out and said it's a ridiculous expectation. People say, oh, but they earn so much. It's absolutely irrelevant. It's about player welfare, simple as that. And to play on the 26th and the 28th, obviously we're not now, but it's a ridiculous requirement. And as Klopp said last night, they can easily push it out to the 29th. Now he said it's the smallest possible break, but it's something. It's better than 2 days. Like it's just ludicrous what they expect.
To go on to what you said, Paddy, right? Simon Jordan, who does spout bollocks, right? But he came out and was like, I tell you what, some of the shit he was saying on TalkSport, I honestly, people know my feelings on them. It's treating the players like they are sort of animals and things of entertainment. These people train 6-7 days a week to play football, to basically, to earn money. They earn a lot of money, right? But that doesn't mean that they have to be treated badly. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's
not their
so
fault.
Stupid. And Simon Jordan speaking like he has any experience on the matter. Like, no. Honestly, complete and utter bullshit, TalkSport. I hate it.
Yeah, people always spout about
football club, Chris.
Well, yeah, he's still a fucking idiot.
He is, mate.
But no, but the people go on about the money footballers earn. It's not. They don't. It's not their fault. It's subjective to how much money the sport generates. It's not like they get It's not. This football is it's the biggest sport in the world, and it generates this money. And so, nurses and doctors deserve to be paid loads as well. But footballers, based on what they do, they deserve it, if you know what I'm saying. It's based on the revenues created. It's not their fault. And they act like they're just animals, as you said, robots. They are high-level athletes. And at the end, if you look at it, it's a short career. If a player plays back-to-back and gets a serious injury, that affects their career. A bad injury could ruin. I know that's the extreme, but it's inevitable when you're doing 26 to 28 year after year. And especially with the COVID crisis that's going on right now, it's absolutely obscene. I don't understand it.
I tell you when it really annoys me the most. Obviously, COVID has brought it to the forefront, and you're both spot on in what you've said, as is Simon Jordan. But I have to say, for me, when you see situations like when Ajax got to the Champions League semi-final and they postponed Ajax's game, the Eredivisie, to give them a better chance to prepare, what we constantly see with the Premier League is they want Premier League clubs to be winning European Cups. They want the Premier League to be lauded as the best league in the world, but yet they don't give them the best platform to go and do it. So we never see... they often talk about why the English teams don't do well in competitions or why the English national team don't do well in competitions. A lot of the time, they did very well in the last one. It's because they're burnt out. It's because they play too much football. Same with the Champions League. We don't prepare our clubs to go into the Champions League by giving them any break whatsoever. Even recently, I'm fairly sure before a recent round of games, teams in Spain and in Germany, I think, or in Holland, had games postponed to allow them to prepare. Whereas in the Premier League, it's, as Hendo has alluded to, tough shit, play on, get on with it.
To be fair, it's all been messed up by this absolute bullshit Qatar World Cup. I'm sorry, it is being played in winter. I've just noticed, by the way, you think this is like a busy week in the calendar, busy weekend. Next season, the amount of games that we'll have to be playing in August, September, October, and the start of November is ridiculous. We're cramming half a season into that time, and that's all because of that Qatar World Cup. Yeah. And it's still happening now. You can't stop international games. It's all about money and all about selling players as products rather than people, and it's ridiculous.
Have you seen what Gianni Infantino's come out and said in the last week? So we know that FIFA are trying to push through this biennial World Cup every 2-year nonsense. And the way he tried to sell it was because he's got loads of kickback from UEFA and other governing bodies who just don't want it. He said, and if this doesn't tell us where their head is, but it'll generate an extra 2.3 billion every 2 years. That's only where their head is. These are the people that are in charge of looking after the game for the next generation. And they think in their heads that just means generating more money. It doesn't. It doesn't just mean generate more money. It's everything. Player welfare, fans, legacy, charitable work. So many things that go into what they should be doing. And again, the hard sell is, but each national body will earn, I don't know what it was a few extra million or something when it broke down to it. It's a joke. They don't care. And I'm fully behind Klopp, Hendo, any manager and player, Guardiola, Tuchel, all of these, because if we want to see the best and we want to celebrate the Premier League as the best and have games like last night is an example, which was a great game, great spectacle. We want to see those Spurs game we want to see Liverpool, Manchester City going at it head on. You got to give these lads the ability to do it, and to do that they need to be treated respectfully and practically. And yeah, look, it's annoying. It's annoying, and you sound like a whinge, you're moaning about it, but I never thought I'd say less football, but I understand where they're coming from. I do. It's impossible. Like when you hear, Paddy, we heard our assistant manager Pep Linders come out and say, it is just a fact that these lads need 72 hours. to recover. It's just a medical fact.
Yeah, absolutely, and like obviously touching on what you were saying there, Craig, money is the root of all evil, and football just seems to be becoming this more and more money hungry monster, and the leaders of these governing bodies, there's only one motivation for them, unfortunately, and it's purely money. And it's disgraceful. Like obviously, yeah, Pep sports science to tell you, and I'm no athlete, but I can look at the stats.
Yeah, you kidding me?
Yeah, I know.
You and me,
Surprisingly,
mate.
I know.
I thought we were. You know what I mean? Duck and dive and weeder dealer.
Darts, we have darts physiques maybe, but yeah, no. These players need this time, but it's touching on what Chris said about that Qatar World Cup. I mean, we knew from the get-go them even getting it was a disgrace, and Sepp Blatter was at the key of that, and we all know how he went down. It's just disgraceful, and it's sad to see. Football is football. Like for us as fans, like, we don't care because the money's nothing to do with us. We love it for the passion of the game, and it's just sad to see the heads of these organizations don't share that same passion, and it's purely money.
And also, how much do you think they're paying Arsene Wenger to spout the waffle on it? Because I can't believe in my heart of hearts that Arsene Wenger genuinely believes a biennial World Cup will be good in any way, shape, or form.
No way. It's so that the 2-year World Cup, that's ridiculous. What happens to the Euros? What happens to the Copa America? What happens to
every year, and that's more games of football,
ridiculous.
And that's more. It's just
absolutely ridiculous. And don't get me wrong, like as an Irishman, the less international football, the better. Like I love my country, I love going to watch them, but we're never going to win anything. So it's it's counterintuitive for countries like us. Even England, you shouldn't really want it either because you're never going to win it. You know what I mean? But maybe you get to the final and then it's coming.
I don't support England. I don't like international football. So
really? Yeah. No, every 2 years for the World Cup and that is ludicrous. What we have right now is perfect. I don't know why they keep trying to change it. The format we have now, obviously not the mid-season stuff, but the way it was, it's perfect. I don't know why they need to change it. It's a formula that works perfectly.
I agree. Let's look at last night, gents, because wow, what a bad night that was. I mean, we started off with a little bit of fuck Paddy Murphy here. Let's start off with that.
You'd love to,
Paddy,
I know.
What did I say was going to happen, my man? What did I tell you was going to happen?
Yeah, I'm delighted, but Jesus Christ, we made hard work of it. It was just about, and I'm thanking God, but thank God Brendan still hasn't lost a bit of that bottle DNA. But yeah, no, I'm obviously buzzing now. The comeback was unbelievable. The penalties were unbelievable.
Also, can I bring up a quote, Paddy, please? I
Yes.
want to see some GNA from Oxlade-Chamberlain. What happened, Paddy? What happened?
There you go. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Oxlade-Chamberlain was probably Liverpool's best player last night. Up there, he was unbelievable. And I'll say that. I said I wanted to see goals and assists, and he got a banger, proper Ox-esque. So yeah, thank you, Ox, for listening, and you're welcome. I know he was watching. I know he was watching that in the change rooms. He definitely was.
It was down to you, Paddy. It was all down to you. Fair play.
Yeah, you're welcome. So what can I say?
Chris, so a few people talk about last night. Few great performances, few piss poor performances, but all in all, a proper Anfield night, mate. A proper Liverpool Cup tie. And people were giving me grief because I was moaning at Klopp when he was smiling when we were losing. And I don't care. If you weren't annoyed in that moment, I don't know what to say to you. But I will counter that by saying, watch my stream back. Everybody else was giving up. And I was saying, we're going to fight to the end. We're going to go through on penalties. Don't give up on these lads.
Exactly. And just stuff that Jurgen said today, like the amount of passion he has for the club, the amount of passion that the players have for the crowd and the club, everyone fed off everything. I think what gave us the impetus was James Maddison. We saw earlier this season with Mikel Arteta getting all heated. It set the Anfield crowd alight. And exactly the same happened with James Maddison. Never shush the cop, fella. Don't do it. Unbelievable strike, right? And you know what? People were shouting at Oxlade-Chamberlain because he commented on his post, by the way. But like, unbelievable.
Was it Tielemans that had a bit of a spat on the far sideline?
And it's just all like, and Maddison went like that at the cop. Maddison went like that, and I was like, well, you don't do that, mate. And I think that's what really lost them the game. And the fact that they were being such shithouses, really, I think that lost them the game as well. If they'd have played proper football, I think they win the game personally. But I tell you what, these lads have such great character, to quote Brendan Rodgers, and absolutely brilliant win.
Yeah, it was mental, wasn't it? I mean, where do we start with this one? I mean, let's go through the game, gents. And Leicester started with a goal gifted to them, if we're being quite honest about it. Yet again. I don't know where Joe Gomez's head was last night, by the way, overall. I mean, I can understand Billy Comedio, being a young player, but I thought Gomez was not the races. And Hendo, Paddy, you could see he just was still ill. The will was there, but, his body was just not able, really.
Yeah, I mean, the first goal was just a calamity of errors. Listen, Hendo's only coming back. There's no qualms about that. I said before the show I wasn't sure about Billy Comietio, and I don't think he done himself any favours. I know he's only a young lad, but I don't know. Joe Gomez, again, I don't know what we can expect from him. He's only being thrown in. I don't expect him to come back firing, but you would expect a little bit better. But I have to say, unfortunately, at that moment, Queeveen Keller has to be doing a lot better for that first goal.
Oh no, I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was. He could have got a hand. No, that was a weak hand. I don't think so.
What I will say is, lads, it was right in the area where. How do I describe this? As a goalkeeper, it's kind of in a 50-50. Do I use my foot or do I dive? It's right in that part of your body that would be almost under your elbow if you were to judge it. I can understand that. Part of me thinks he should have gone with his leg. Other part of me thinks his body position was a bit off. But ultimately, Chris, it's not one you should have saved, but it's one that you could
have done better on. I think it's an orange in that sort of an amber. I think he could have done better on that. But I tell you what, I don't think it was easy. Vardy blasted it. I think he did the right thing as a goalkeeper. He covered his near post. It was a good finish, lads. And it's Jamie Vardy. All right. He's going to strike the ball hard. Look, Queeve, maybe. I don't know. Is that how it's spelled? Is that how it?
Well, yeah, Queeveen, yeah.
I'll call him Queeve, right? I think
you're kind of right.
Yeah. I don't think that. I think it'd be a bit harsh to say on that one. On the third one, maybe slightly more. I think that's a little bit more.
I have to admit, on the third one, I was bulling at the time. I was, but by God, there was movement on that ball when I watched it back. And Maddison got so poxy lucky as well with the ricochet. Now, he hits it well. You got to give it to him. He hits it well. And it's one of them as a keeper. Look, you'll feel a little bit disappointed in yourself, but certainly there was a lot of movement on that ball. I will say that. There was a lot of movement.
Yeah, I feel for me, 100% the first one he should have been doing better. I feel like it was central at the goal. I think we forget he's not as big. He's not as big as Allison. I think he's only like 6'1" or something, isn't he? He's not huge. I still think he could have done better with the third one. I think it was down to position. I think Allison has no problem with that. That's Allison. But listen, thankfully they don't matter. The second goal, obviously, I thought again it was great work by Patson Daka. I called him out before the game. He's a danger man, and he had a nice link up with Vardy. Nice finish. And once it was 2-0, I was like, this could be a long evening. This could be a really long evening.
Yeah, the old adage, wasn't it, Chris? The next goal was important. 2-0 down, we have to score the next goal. Cometh the hour, cometh Chris's pajamas.
Come in, Chris's pajamas. And it certainly happened, mate. Oh my God, I was going mental. You can imagine how what sort of fluids were coming out of me. And I'll tell you what, it was insane. Brilliant work from Simicat on the left-hand side. Good knockback. Bobby, by the way, yesterday. Just incredible. He didn't look like he'd been out of the team for a month and a half. Layback. Yeah, Bobby with the layback.
I think we were watching different games, Chris.
Do you not think he was different yesterday?
It was the Leicester defender that passed the ball to Oxlade Chamberlain. Have a look back.
No, it wasn't.
No, Bobby not lay it back.
Bobby laid it back.
Yeah, I think he did.
No, there was a tackle from the Leicester. If you watch it, I thought the same. The foot came in from their player and it went, watch it now.
I'm watching it
I thought it was Bobby's layoff, but I'm almost certain if you watch it in slow-mo, that's the Leicester defender that puts a foot through.
Did Bobby not assist Jota for his goal too?
Give me a second, boys.
Or did he assist that one, didn't he?
I thought he did. I gave him all the credit for it, and rightly so. But when I looked at it back, I'm almost certain that it came off.
I'm just getting the highlights up now. No way.
While Chris is going to can we just talk about how ferocious Costas' balls are? Unbelievable. The left foot he has.
It's Bobby.
I'm almost certain that right foot.
I thought it was. Yeah, I'm nearly sure it was Bobby.
It's Bobby.
Watch the slow-mo of it.
Yeah, watch it, mate.
I can just give it to Bobby anyway. Come on, Craig. Don't be screwed.
Oh no, look, I'm not talking about the assist, but Bobby didn't play well. Like, let's not lie.
Yes, he did. Until 70 minutes, he did. Until 70 minutes, he played well.
Well, like, the thing about Bobby is he can have a shite game, let's say, but he has that magic touch to be influential in goals. Like the way he can find that pocket of space, he offers something that a lot of people in our team
Remember,
can.
I'm his biggest fan. I love Bobby.
I know you are, Craig. I know
he
you
was
are, but he
bang average
definitely
yesterday.
assisted that goal. By the way. And we haven't even talked about
so
Oxlade
we'll
Chamberlain's
give him the
finish.
assist, which is fine, but we're not lauding somebody for a 5-yard fucking square pass made behind
But
him.
he could have shot, mate. He could have shot. He could have
Couldn't.
turned and shot, but he decided to turn
The
around.
defender was all over him.
I thought his movement up to the pass was also good. He kept it live. He kept it.
I thought Bobby was bang average yesterday. I'll tell you who I thought was brilliant. Jota, when he came on, Canade was a machine.
Monster.
And that, to me, was one of Naby Keita's best performances when he came on in a Liverpool shirt.
Yep.
Craig,
can we not forget about Oxlade Chamberlain's finish, please?
Brilliant. Oxlade Chamberlain was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal everywhere. And took responsibility, wanted the ball. Yeah, Oxlade Chamberlain did what I was expecting Henderson to do in that game, because Hendo wasn't fit enough because of his cold. So yeah, look, it was brilliant, and it's just so proud of the way Klopp made the changes. I want to give him massive credit for that at half time, because Tyler Morton, let's be honest, gents, he was lucky to stay on the pitch.
Yes.
I'm sort of like, if it was against us, I'd have been absolutely fuming, to be honest with you. But I think it's karma, to be honest, for the amount of shithousery we've got from referees. So hopefully that's going to carry on, because we still have some owed.
We can't call out referees for shit decisions and not be honest in these moments.
100% red card.
He should have been sent off.
Red card.
Yeah.
100%. That changes.
That'll be a massive learning experience for young Tyler Morton as well. I mean, again, he gets a lot of credit for being able to see his way through the first half with a 10-minute booking, because, you know, a model pro, like a pro like Thiago would do well to see yourself. Like, when you pick up an early booking like that in that position, they're going to run at you for the rest of the half. They're just going to target you and run at you. So he did well to see himself through.
I thought he played quite well. He was one of our best players in the first half, especially when he defended that Vardy chance. He got his body in the way, drew the foul. Even though Vardy got the shot off, he drew the foul. He did really, really well in that situation. And that's the sign of a really good player. And I think we've got such a talented player on our hands with Morton, 100%.
Yeah, there's a lot to look forward to. Absolutely. Let's go through the goals. So let's do the fun stuff. So Leicester's goals happened. Who cares? Nobody cares. We move on to the Reds' goals. The good stuff. And look, the more I watch it back, the more I just want to say, wow to James Milner for the assist for Minamino.
James freaking Milner.
Just dropped it on
James freaking Milner, dude.
Dropped it on a sixpence. But do not underestimate, technically, how difficult that finish from Takumi Minamino was. He did everything right. Everything. Chested it down, and then just, the ball seemed to take an eternity to drop. So he had to hit it early while the ball was still up. Technique over the ball, down into the ground, using the pace of the wet surface, and Kasper Schmeichel had no chance. It was fantastic, and I was so happy for him.
Not to mention the technique and the finish in itself. Not to mention the sheer amount of pressure on that. One of the last kicks of the game, after a game like that. I'm buzzing for Takumi Minamino, because let's be honest, he's had a turbulent time at Liverpool so far. You know, there was a time there where he was kind of struggling at Southampton on loan, and there was talk of him being finished, and I was like, no, there's no way he can call it off. And he was only 7 million, so no matter what, I was like, whatever. But he's such a little hard. He's like Dirk Kuyt-esque in his tenacity, maybe not so much a play style, but like, you will him well constantly. And yeah, I'm so happy to see it, and the celebrations were unbelievable.
Particularly because he was disappointed, Chris, because moments earlier he miscontrolled one that was played across the bottom to him. So to do what he did in that moment, as Paddy said, it does show good resolve, because let's face it, you know, footballers work off routine and rhythm. And for him to be just dropped in for games like this, to stand up like he did, he loves the League Cup as well. I mean, fair play. It was a great moment for him.
Oh, mate, it was brilliant. It was brilliant. I didn't think he had his greatest game, to be honest with you. He wasn't very, very good in my humble opinion. I think he didn't really have the pressing on down to lock, but that finish, that just shows what Minamino can do. He really has an eye for goal. Sometimes that is all he does in games, and to be honest, that's fine. If he turns up with big goals like that, with celebrations like that, with limbs like that, then that's fine with me. Unbelievable.
How do we feel going to the penalty shootout? Because I was worried about Kasper Schmeichel because he just looks like such a big presence in the goal, doesn't he, compared to Queeveen, who hasn't really filled out into a man yet. Has the height and all that, but I was just thinking, and also I was really annoyed at the ref, Paddy, for allowing Kasper Schmeichel to constantly stand over the penalty spot every single time.
Yeah, exactly. And before we get to the penalties, can we just have a moment of appreciation for Jota, the Slota? What a finish that was by Diogo Jota.
I mean, dare we say the American phrase again, but he is just a clutch player, isn't he?
I seen this comparison on Twitter. He's like a mixture of Michael Owen with his finishing and Luis Suarez with his personality. Like he's like, I seen someone say he's like a polite Suarez. Hopefully without the whole everything else.
I got called a C-Tech Jota earlier in the comments.
But
by the way.
I think since he signed for Liverpool, this is his breakdown: 7 goals with his right foot, 6 goals with his left foot, 6 goals with his head. The versatility that man shows is like for 40 million, right? At the time, even Wolves fans were like, already a bargain. In this today's market, the versatility he's shown is just, I love the man. He's unbelievable. And I was this close. I talked to him in the Aviva. I shouted at him. I wasn't too far away. I said, Diogo, I love you. He definitely heard me. I'm telling you. I know Jota. Jota's my friend.
I mean, he had to look in his eye after he scored that winning penalty that said, basically this winning penalty was brought to you by Paddy Murphy. That's what I thought in the moment.
Yeah, exactly. You could see it. I could see it. He mounted it. I could tell. It
was a bit strange, actually. I forgot until after he scored his penalty that the entirety of the bottom, at least, of the Annie Road end was Leicester fans. Because, we're so used to being the little corner, but they increased the capacity
Cup games,
for away fans.
Yeah.
Was it the whole Annie Road or just the bottom?
The bottom, I think. I was watching the penalties. I was like, wait, what? It's never usually that big. I was confused, but obviously the League Cup games you get a bigger attendance. But also, obviously, those Leicester fans singing that usual horrible chant. And I tell you what, Diogo Jota let them know about that. He with the celebrations, and he also liked the post on Instagram about that. So he knew what he was at. So Diogo Jota, as if he couldn't love him anymore. Silencing them Leicester fucking pricks.
And tell him to F off as well. That was unbelievable. I love it. I love it.
As well. Yeah. He's a proper player, isn't he? He's a proper lad. Love him. On the penalties though, gents, what moments of God, I didn't care. I'll never ever throw shade at anyone who misses a penalty. Never, ever, never will, because it takes courage to stand up there in that moment and take the penalty. And you know who hid in that moment? Hid behind an injury, hid behind tiredness. Jamie Vardy, pussy.
Pussy off. Actually, on the contrary, Craig, I would give out to anyone who's missed a penalty because I think it's the easiest thing to do in football.
Oh, not in those moments, mate.
Not in that moment.
Yeah, obviously the pressure.
You deserve respect.
No way.
I think it's the easiest task to do in football, though.
Oh, no, it's just the best time of being a goalkeeper ever because you can only be a hero. That's it.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, you either lose the penalty shootout and everyone goes, oh, well, or you're a hero. So it's great as a goalkeeper.
It's a win-win for a goalkeeper. But
I was shocked, absolutely shocked that Vardy didn't step. Okay, people are going to say Craig, he was injured. Cristiano Ronaldo could have been wheeled up to that penalty spot.
Yeah.
And he would have swung his left foot at it if he had to.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, would you want a player who is stiff and got no energy left in them to take a penalty? Maybe Brendan Rodgers didn't want that.
If it's Vardy,
walk 5 steps to take.
If it's Vardy's a natural finisher.
Yeah.
He scores the majority of his pens. Like,
he was invisible in that second half. How he played 90 minutes is beyond me, really. I just don't get it because he was knackered and he didn't get a single. I don't remember him having a touch of the ball in the second half, to be honest with you.
He loves his Red Bull, so give him a Red Bull and he would have been all right. But thankfully, he didn't.
I honestly, when Naby missed, I felt for him. Well, not Naby, excuse me. When Taki missed, I felt for him, but I just don't buy into. Unless somebody tries a Panenka that doesn't come off or something. In that case, all right, fair enough.
They fully deserve everything.
Look, I just think it takes bottle, and I would picture myself in Queeveen's position so he'd saved the penalty. Taki was stepping up, and Taki clipped the top of the bar. Unfortunately, he missed, and then Queeveen just said, "Have to do it again, then, lads. Come on, next, come on."
Oh, fuck's sake, boy! I had to save now as well. Jesus Christ!
Taki,
unreal, boy. Taki, fuck's sake, boy! I thought I saved one already. 2 have to do now. Fuck me.
What?
That's what he sounds.
Cork's basically like a tinker trying to speak French. That's what it sounds like.
I have no idea. Oh my god.
That's not my
No.
joke, by the way. That's somebody else's joke. I think it might have been
Really?
Dylan Morans or somebody else.
actually-
Tommy Tiernan. Now that
The
I
thing
think
with
about it.
Minamino,
Ah,
though,
yeah.
the thing with Minamino is he got us that penalty shootout in the first place, so you can't really blame him.
100%, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
He was allowed to miss, in fairness. I mean, you just have to thank our lucky stars, Ryan Bertrand, the shit of penalties, and whoever else missed for them. Who else missed?
I
Luke,
have
the
to
young
say-
lad.
Luke Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah, felt for him. I did feel for the young lad because
Oh,
you know
Two left foot
Don't think-
penalty takers, by the way.
The only thing I felt was the tingle on my balls when he missed. I didn't feel for him at all. Fuck him. I hope he
I
has a
couldn't
shit
watch
career.
it. I was a pussy. I couldn't watch the last.
I
two
can't watch
penalties.
Pens. I can't
I
watch
love
Pens.
Benz. I love it. I love the
And-
city. I love it.
I'll never forget this actually because the last penalty Jota was taking it. So I wasn't looking. I was like this, and Connor said Jota steps up, and it must have been a 20-second pause, and I'm thinking, oh, has he missed? And Connor just hasn't said that yet because it's so delayed, and then he scored. And he just like so relieved, and at that moment, of course, we got all the trolls in saying, "Oh, look, celebrating the League Cup." Yeah,
Yeah.
because when I was a kid falling in love with football, I seen the memories and lads lifting trophies, and that's the part of football we celebrate. We don't celebrate the finances of football. We celebrate the glorious moments in football. And that, from where we were at half time to how we finished that game, that can be the difference between these lads having the energy to get through this festive period, having the pep in their step, having that little bit of will extra, because that will carry on now. That will fill these lads with confidence. So yeah, I was celebrating it, and anyone who doesn't in those moments, I feel for them.
We didn't celebrate the tournament though, did we? We didn't celebrate
Yeah.
the fact it was a League Cup quarter final. We celebrated the fact that we came back from 3-1 down against all odds and won on penalties. I don't think it matters whether it's League Cup, Champions League, Premier League, whatever. You know, it's football. It's Liverpool Football Club against a team that on the paper was better than them, and in the stats was better than them as well. You know what? It's just brilliant.
Wheelerman's wanted to win that penalty shootout. Like he was
He was
bouncing
fuming,
up and
wasn't
down. He was even pointing to Kasper Schmeichel at one point where he wanted him to go. They wanted that. They did. And that made it all the sweeter in the end because of the shithousery, the time wasting, the fans. Yeah, it was good. It was a good night. It was a good night, gents.
I just hope the celebrations aren't in vain, and I really hope he just goes full strength against Arsenal. But I know he won't. He's going to reward the people that has got us here. And don't get me wrong, like I think a mix and match team could do the job against Arsenal, but I really just want to win it now. We're in the semi,
There's
just win
two
it.
legs. If it remains two legs, which it is at the minute,
Yeah, probably.
I don't
will, yeah.
mind. First leg, put out a middling team, see how we get on. We have to scope for maneuver for the second leg. And I knew we were getting Arsenal, by the way. I said it last night as well to Connor before we even played the quarter final. Watch us get Arsenal. But I tell you what, it's probably the best draw we could have had, in all honesty.
Yeah.
I fancy playing Arsenal over playing Chelsea or Spurs, to be honest. No disrespect to Arsenal. 4 good teams in the semis.
I think we'd beat all of them over 2 legs, though. 100%. In a one-off game, I'd be scared to face Antonio Conte Spurs and maybe Tuchel's Chelsea. But I think we'd beat all of them over 2 legs. Even our middling team.
I think we'd beat anyone in world football over 2 legs. Yeah, but I know. I think I've seen him do this before. You know, I love Klopp, but he's gonna. I don't think our first team won't play a single minute of the League Cup. Not even if you get to the final. I think it'll still be Kelleher. It'll still be Minamino. It'll probably Origi back by then. So it's going to be interesting. I just like that could be good enough to get by Arsenal. But if you get to the final and you play that Midland team and they go full strength, it's going to be all for nothing. I think could be.
It'll be interesting. It will. And look, again, people talking last night about the game and the League Cup. I don't care. I want to see Liverpool fans going to Wembley. I want to see them having a day out. It's been too long since we've been at Wembley. So I was delighted. I was, particularly with the fact we'd no Salah on the bench, we'd no Mane on the bench. It was it was a good moment. I enjoyed it. I really did. We needed that. We needed a bit of a boost like that, I think.
We're missing Salah and Mane for both the Arsenal games, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'll be missing me for the second one, unfortunately.
Really?
Is Connor doing the watch along?
You what?
Connor doing the watch along?
I don't know who's doing it, yeah. Somebody's going to have to do it.
Get Connor on it. I vote Connor.
I think now that we own Twitch, I don't know what to do, you know?
Paddy fumes.
I'm just glad I didn't bother trying to stream. That would have been an embarrassment. That would have been a massacre. If you are a Liverpool watch-along guy, though, so I've it's okay. I accept my L. But
mate, I didn't expect the numbers we got across. I just want to take a second to say thank you to everybody. Particularly Suxi has now condemned me to play FIFA because we've 91 subs, and we said when we got to 100 we'd get there. I think last night, if my memory's right, Suki gifted 71 subs.
Jesus
Fair
Christ.
enough.
Somebody else gifted
Suki.
20 something. We're 200 and something subs now from that last night, which
Listen,
and thankfully there's 40% off FIFA in the PlayStation Online store. So
there you go. When you're renegotiating your Twitch contract, right? Can you negotiate a full-time spot for me? Because I'm finished with Twitch. I'm gonna pack
I'm
it
thinking
in
of
now.
going straight in now and getting on to Josh and saying, look, mate, one game. We had 1,880 in the live chat at the end.
That was your peak, really? Wow, fucking hell!
It was
Unreal.
at that point where I think Connor said to me the channel was making. It was making if I take $7 a minute at one point.
Jesus.
Can't
Well,
complain.
listen, Twitch are notoriously hard to do, but if there's anyone that's going to shake them down, it's Lord Craig. And yeah, full time position for me, please. I want to retire my own. I'm happy to be an employee and a backman man. Fuck this front man. Yeah, I'm finished. Fuck you, Craig, you prick.
I feel like it's really Wonka time now, gents, because I'm stepping down at the end of the season. So somebody's got to step up.
Fuck off.
Yeah, somebody's got to step up.
You're lying.
There's no
You're
waffling.
waffling.
No, seriously.
What?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. I said it to Connor yesterday when he came up. We were discussing it, and I am. The channel's not going anywhere, but I just feel like I've taken it as far as I can, and I don't have the business actually to push it on.
Craigie.
No, there's no joke coming. Like, this isn't a ha-ha gotcha moment, and genuinely, we're already talking to one definitely interested investor, maybe a second, because I can keep doing the hours, but I don't have the business acumen and I don't have the contacts to really give the investment that it needs to get to the level of the United Stand, get to the level of Kickoff or any of those type of shows. So,
I think you're on a good trajectory, though. I think you're
we can't see
overestimating what. I think there's a good trajectory here. I mean, yeah, I can always change your mind, but I think by the end of the season, you'll have a happy decision to overturn. I don't think I'll
overturn it, to be honest. I think ideally we'll take on an investor that will be able to give us a platform to push the channel on. But for me, I think people underestimate what this takes out of you. Like, I have worked 71 of the last 72 days. I'll be working Christmas Day, and now the Liverpool game's cancelled. I've got to cancel going up to my in-laws for dinner on Stevens's Day, Boxing Day. I have to work that day now because we've lost all the income from sponsorship for that game. So I have to make that up by doing streams. So it takes a lot out of you. It does.
Yeah.
And I'm not full-time at this. And I've been 7 years grafting, so I'm obviously the problem on the channel. If it can't,
you're not the problem. You are the channel. You are Anfield Agenda.
No,
I'm not having silly.
You
are the channel. Don't be silly. You are. People come for you. Mate. You're what? Like, that's why. Like, even me, right? If I had an option to watch you or me for a watch along, I'd be watching you ahead of myself. You're more entertaining. You know what I mean? Like, so you are the channel. There's no fear of you being the problem.
We don't want none of this, mate.
Yeah, Lord Craig must stay.
This guy. See, this is the shit that annoys me. People don't understand the. It's all encompassing. But look, the channel's not going to go anywhere, and I'll still be involved, and I'll still be behind the scenes, and I'll still do the odd show. I'm just not going to be able to do this for another 2-3 years because fuck me, I'm tired. Absolutely exhausted because it's 20. Like, I open my eyes. As soon as I open my eyes, I'm on the phone, emails, messages, blah blah blah. Till the second.
Yeah, it is a lot. I can imagine. Yeah.
It is a lot. It is a lot.
Well, you have a couple of holidays coming up that you deserve, so thankfully you'll be able to recharge your batteries then. I want
to just enjoy myself and have some fun and not worry about the financial side of it. So hopefully we can bring somebody in and like the ideal scenario here is that somebody with a big platform comes in, invests in the channel, buys out a percentage of it. Me and Connor continue to carry on, but just, get you lads more involved, more in front of the cameras. And yeah, so I'm not saying I'm leaving and I'm not going to ever do another show. No.
Less stress, more success is, I think, what you're looking for.
Quality, not quantity, mate. That's the word. Yeah. That's the word.
And to buy a fucking house someday. That's the dream. Right, anyway, we move on. We get back to what we're talking about. So the Leeds game cancelled, and Rafa, God bless him. I mean, look, we're the first ones to stick the boot into Everton when we get a chance, but I do feel a bit sorry. Was he got 9 fit players, Chris? Something like that?
Yeah, I don't really feel sorry for him. It's Everton, mate. I don't care. I'm not gonna lie. In fact, I don't wish any injury or COVID on their players, but I just hope they lose. That's all I want. And every week I'm happy when they lose. So it's sad.
I was looking at the league table, lads, and it's getting a bit tasty down the bottom half. Like if you look at it, Leeds are in more trouble than I thought because I didn't realise there's a Burnley or Watford. One of them has a ridiculous amount of games in hand down there. It's getting tight. It really is. I think we're in for one hell of a season. For usually there's one area of the table that gives us a bit of excitement, but I think right from the fight for the title, Champions League places, European spots, then all the way into relegation, I think we're going to be in for one hell of a season.
I think Leeds are fucked. I said a couple of weeks ago they're fucked. And dare I say, no, Marcelo Bielsa is on course to be one of the most overrated managers that has ever stepped foot in the Premier League. And he's done great work with them in the Championship. He done great work last season, but do you know what I mean? Like, there's a way, he's regarded as one of the best, and he's done great back in Argentina and with Argentina and stuff. But there has to, when do you draw the line? Like, when do Leeds say?
Yeah, no, you are right. It's not working at the minute for whatever reason. And sometimes, as great as manager can be, sometimes just hearing the same words, they can only be jazzed up in so many ways.
Yeah, he has a great system, but he doesn't have to. A lot of their players are so bang average, and a lot of them are still there from the Championship team. Like, there's only a couple of stars with a Championship team, I would say, and he's trying to work miracles. He has a great system. He has a great philosophy. Put him in a big team and he'd do wonders with them. Go to PSG or something like that. But he's expected too much from bang average players, I think.
There's a nice story of when Guardiola had a sabbatical. He went over to Argentina to have a chat with Bielsa. I spent 11 hours together in Bielsa's house talking about football.
He's just
11 hours? Can any man really go that long? Come on.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Pep Guardiola, you never know.
Wouldn't go that long.
More than you believe. More than you believe. More than you believe. More than you believe. Mr. Sheikh, I need more Viagra. Please, come on. Mr. Sheikh, come on.
So run with that, Chris. Go on. Best of luck.
I don't agree with Bielsa being overrated. There's no way.
I don't care if you don't agree. It's a fact.
It's not a fact. Listen, right? He's had to come in and deal with, as you mentioned, bang average squad. He's done unbelievably well. No manager in 15 years have got Leeds out of the Championship. He's done that. He's got into a top half finish in the Premier League last season. This season, he's had so many injuries, so many COVID bouts. Like, it's just not fair. I don't think it's all down to him. There's a little bit down to him because I think he's so rigid in his ways, like too rigid. Klopp is very rigid, but then he sort of realised his mistake yesterday and took his 3 players off and brought the 3 players on with his team selection. But Bielsa wouldn't have done that. Bielsa would have too much trust, too much loyalty in these players. And he does have that with Leeds. I think he's gone at the end of the season, but I think Leeds stay up 100%.
I think he's gone because the Sky commentator the other day, or maybe the BT commentator, I can't remember what channel it was, but one of them already knew that the Leeds board had 2 names in mind. So there's already some succession planning clearly going on there. But I agree with Paddy. They do have an awful lot of Championship level players in there that have overperformed at times. And I include Bamford in that, by the way, because I'm still not convinced by him.
That's the mark of a great manager, isn't it? He's got the most out of his players. So, and that's how it's going to be. He signs 1-year rolling contracts, and they always have to plan for after Bielsa when Bielsa comes in. And that's just how he works. He's an absolute enigma of a man. He's a genius, but the thing is, it's just not sustainable long term, I don't think.
Was it like Lazio? He lasted like 2 days or something really, really unbelievable.
I think, was it?
Which?
Yeah.
Probably Marseille as well.
Marseille. Yeah, he's an enigma, as you said, and he's a great character. I don't think it helps, by the way, and it's not his fault because he's of a vintage, but the refusal to learn English is a bit of a negative.
He definitely knows English.
No, I'm telling you, he's like, not a chance, no way. He doesn't have.
I don't know. But then you put yourself in the other position. Like, would I go over to Argentina for 3 years and learn Spanish? Probably not.
Yeah, I would.
Por favor. That's it.
I can speak Spanish, but it's on yours. It depends on your age. Like as the brain is younger, it's like a sponge. The older you get, it becomes a bit. He's too stubborn and too far gone now to bother learning, so he's past it. But like, can you imagine if I think there's like maybe 3 or 4 Leeds players that are Spanish speaking. Like the rest of them are all hearing these instructions through the fucking.
I mean,
the little
clearly, Paddy,
reason.
all he had to do was give Joey Barton a ring, and he'd have been full on.
Oh,
That video is
it is
incredible.
great to play here in Marseille. It's really good. That is the worst thing I've ever seen.
Me on
Steve
holidays.
McLaren as well.
That is me on holidays right there.
But there's
Lash
no
on the
ideology behind
accent
it.
and speaking English.
But
Don't
he
forget
got a
about
lot of banter
Steve.
for that.
Don't
What?
forget about Steve McLaren.
But no, Barton got a lot of banter for that. But if you think of it, he's a scouser. So French journalists are like, what is he saying? So really, if you speak like this, low key a little bit, it makes it not understandable for the French reporter. You know, rather than, yeah, of course, that was a great game against PSG. Yeah, it was really tough. Yeah, of course. You know what I mean? They be thinking, what is he having a stroke or what's going on? Like, is he speaking in fucking hieroglyphics or, you know? So
what we should do there is we should stick in Joey Barton, an Irish fella from the depths of Cork, and a real Kevin Bridges Scott, and put that in there and say, "Best of luck, lads. Here's your press conference."
yeah. Fun fact: Ray Darcy once said I was like Kevin Bridges, Craig, and you obviously I don't expect Chris to know.
I even watched the show again last night. I think it was on Comedy Central or something.
I know who Kevin Bridges is.
He's a god. He actually took the piss out of me.
Aye. Is he? Aye.
Took the piss out of me at the show.
Really?
Paddy. Yeah.
Really? He's great.
I remember speaking to Graham Hunter. Graham Hunter was telling me that he's a big Barcelona fan. He's a big fan of football in general, Kevin Bridges. So we had tickets to the Olympia to see him, and we were in the front row. And I said to me, "Missus, what's this? I'm wearing a Barca shirt. Huh? Watch." So we got there. Anyway, strolls out on stage. You know the way they do the little chit chat at the start. Mm-hmm. Points me out. He goes, "How are you, mate? What's your name?" I'm Craig, Kevin. Craig, with PE today, is it? Continued to rip the piss out of me right throughout the show. Kept coming back to me and all. So actually, the entire show, I was on edge because I was just worried about. All right, I can battle wits with a lot of people, but I'm not going up against Kevin Bridges.
I don't think Kevin Bridges would be as bad as Frankie Boyle though. Like no,
yeah, but you'd be like Frankie Boyle. You know you're going to get you'd be expecting it. If you're in the front row, you're fucked. You know that.
Frankie Boyle is like. He's a dying breed, unfortunately, but I love that sort of comedy. Like there's no holds barred of Frankie Bridges. That is like
real Irish wit. That is. That's proper. With your
comedy should be no holes should be barred with comedy. That's what comedy is. You know what I mean? Everything's on the table, and that's what I love Frankie Boyle for. Don't get me wrong, he said some borderline things, but Scottish people, especially, as shout out to the Jersey, and Irish people were a similar wit. And English people, try their best. Not quite as
Kevin Bridges,
not quite on our level.
That film, he was 23 when he filmed that special. And for a young lad, 23, to be so poised, so on point, so culturally correct, he's just brilliant. And you're right, Paddy, I love it. In the darkest moments in the world, when we're all on our knees, when we're all in pain, that's when we need a fucking laugh.
Absolutely.
So I don't agree with people saying it's too early for a joke after.
Oh, no, that's
no, we all need that.
If anything,
laughter is the best medicine. Laughter is the best medicine, man.
Yeah, and it's funny you say 23. He's for some reason Kevin Bridges has always looked about 40 to me.
He was 23 when he filmed that, but I think that was back in 2006, maybe. I think if my memory's right.
Oh, really?
That particular
He's 35 now. He's 35 now, so that's what 15 years ago.
Yeah,
he'll be 20.
My favorite stand-up comic himself. Well. Louis C.K., who probably won't be a popular one. There's another one, and
to be honest.
Do you know who just had us in stitches laughing the entire time we went to see him? We went to see him twice. Who's the little dude? I'm going that guy. Got a few cans of Stella Arturo.
Is that bald guy that wears the school uniform?
Guy with long hair.
Oh, Mickey Flanagan.
Yes,
Mickey Flanagan. All right.
Brilliant. He's brilliant.
Yeah, he's not bad. I think I'm very Irish in my favourite comedy. Brendan Grace, you'll know him, Craig. I love Brendan Grace. Pat Short is my idol. I love that man.
I don't like any of their comedy.
You don't like Pat Short? Oh, for fuck's sake!
I loved the balls on that balls on that fella like a Bengali tiger.
Oh, Craig, you don't like Pat Short? Oh, I think we have to end the relationship.
No, I don't. I think it's too lowest common denominator comedy. I don't. There's no. I like Dylan Moore.
Stop talking.
Like Dylan Moran is more my type, Paddy. I'll give you a Dylan Moran example. One of the things he said is he went into this cool hipster bar and he seen some girl wearing a t-shirt that said Mongoloid porn inferno, and he thought to himself, that sounds like a very busy evening. See, that's more my type of comedy. I love Dylan Moran and those type of lads. But yeah, there's some amazing Irish comics, 100%. Just the two you mentioned aren't two of them.
Yeah, well, fair. Agreed.
You see the pain in Paddy's eyes.
Welcome to the comedy hour here on Anfield. Tuning in, thinking we're talking about football. Silly you. Chris, have you got anything for us before we go into the Christmas break? Have you had any little transfer tidbits?
Some transfer bits always come around.
Jim Jeffries is the best. We all agree on that one. We give Jim Jeffries.
No idea who he is.
Oh, the gun control joke alone. For writing that, he's a god forever.
No idea. But yeah, Matthias de Ligt's become available, by the way.
You don't know who Jim Jeffries is.
No
He's
idea,
another
mate.
person you sort of look a little bit alike.
I got Diogo Jota earlier in the chat, by the way.
I've seen Jim Jeffries twice. He's amazing. Yeah, he is.
Let me have a look. Let's have a look if I look a bit like him.
Australian comic that just doesn't give a shit either.
I do look a little bit like. I'll take that. He's a good-looking fella. He's got a bit of a big forehead for me, though. I'm not gonna lie.
If you ever want to see one of his jokes, Chris, just Google his gun control joke. Best joke.
I will do, mate. I will do.
Oh,
anyway,
brilliant.
Transfer news. Apparently, according to, I can't remember the actual source, but it's in Italy. Matthias de Ligt's been made available for £45 million. Liverpool aren't actually one of the clubs being linked, but I just thought it'd be very, very interesting to see where you guys think he will end up. 45 million for a player of his stature would be a bargain for me.
Chelsea.
Do you think?
Yeah. If they get rid of Rudiger, Chelsea.
I think City, man. City does strong money at him.
I'm interested to see what City do, because Guardiola came out today and said even though they sell Ferran Torres for 55 million, they're not buying someone in January, which means they're buying fucking Houlden in my head. That's all that means.
If they get Houlden in January, just fucking give them the title.
I don't think I get him in January, but I do. Well, actually, there was an article that suggested, Chris, he may have waved goodbye to the Yellow Wall in his last game.
Oh, he's definitely leaving though, but I don't know. Like when does that? Can they exact that? What's the word? The fee? Can they get that in January, or is that only at the end of the season? 75 million.
The porn warehouse joke is a belter, Killian. You're spot on. That's another Jim Jeffries classic.
What's a nun's favorite drink? What's a nun's favorite drink?
I don't know, Paddy. What is a nun's favorite drink?
7-Up Insider. No, I fucked that up. That's a porn star favorite drink. Sorry, I fucked that.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no! I apologize. Oh no! I got the wrong
Paddy.
one. Oh god!
Paddy!
Don't clip that. No, just move on, please.
You'll fit in.
Please clip that, Connor. I am on my knees.
Don't look at
Isn't it Jamie Oliver that has the pub called the Cock Insider? Genuinely has the pub called the Cock Insider.
Maybe.
I tried that, man. It was a bit too fizzy. Yeah, BioClaws, man. My brain. How did I mess that up so badly? Sorry.
I'll just having a look.
Now, the fact that you rate Pat Short and all, it's just becoming clearer now, Paddy. It's all becoming clearer.
I'm not having this Pat Short slander. He's a goat. He's a goat of the game. He's a great actor too. Great.
Where do you stand on Brendan O'Carroll?
Mrs. Brown's boys.
I love him.
What a load of shit.
I rate and respect him. I love him. I know his family well, and they're from where I'm from, so a lot of respect for them and admiration.
Brendan O'Carroll is the hardest working, most deserving of success of any of the Irish comics. He is a fucking hero. Yeah. Right back from the days when he was doing How's Your Snowballs or How's Your Wobbly Bits or Shows Your Snowballs. All those early days. Brendan O'Carroll.
Funny though, Craig. It's not funny.
We're not talking about Mrs. Brown's boys. We're talking about him doing stand-up.
I swear that's him.
It is him, but he's a stand-up comedian.
Okay. Fine. Move on.
Mrs. Brown's boys isn't crap. It's brilliant.
It is.
All in the show is amazing.
Craig is terrible.
Brilliant.
Craig.
Come on. Mrs. Brown's boys is
There
brilliant.
is nothing likable about Mrs. Brown's boys whatsoever. I don't. There is nothing. There's no good qualities. In my humble opinion.
No. It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
It's coming from a man wearing. I'm not going to take this shit from a man wearing a freaking fruit salad packet. Chris slandering and everything. He is anti-Irish. Anything Irish, he's all against it. You're a scumbag, Chris. Hard border merchant.
Yeah.
You hate Irish people. I know you do.
Connor, change the name. Where's Connor? We can't change the name again.
Yeah, you're only here for the few quid. I know you are. You despise me and Craig individually.
I love you both. But Mrs. Brown's boys, it's awful. There is nothing good. I'm sorry. It's just not clever. It's not funny.
One more chance to redeem yourself now, Chris. One more chance.
Say something Irish that you like. I'm not Guinness.
If Father Ted.
Never seen it myself.
Oh, get the fuck
no.
out. Get out of here. What do you mean you haven't seen Father Ted? Oh, that is the worst yet, man. Get in the bin.
I could call in any pigeon from my back garden now, and they'd all know about Father Ted.
Oh, my
What?
God.
I've never seen it.
Never seen. Here. Here. Come on.
That is
Come on.
disgraceful.
I'm not.
You need to have a word with yourself.
I don't watch TV, fellas.
Doesn't matter. Father Ted is an exception to the rule. Father Ted is, oh my word, he really does hate us Irish. He does. He's proving it more and more. I'm sick.
Even Canadians love Mrs. Brown's.
Oh, here, Ted.
Seven of clubs knows.
You know what's sad? I'm gonna say this, and you've no idea. I've no Willie, and you've no idea. He's no idea, Craig. I have no Willie.
Paddy, that would be an ecumenical matter.
That would be an ecumenical matter. I think you had a trial at Liverpool, Craig.
Did I?
Yeah.
I can't remember this line, sorry.
Fuck. It doesn't matter.
I go up to him and say, I don't believe it. He'll love that, Paddy. He'll love that.
Don't believe it. Oh, that's a
okay. Once more, Dougal. These ones are small. Those ones are far away.
Yeah. Can you imagine being able to watch Father Ted from the start? By the way, actually, Graham Norton's in it, Chris. Probably like that. Even though he's Irish too, we probably think he's English.
I know
disco doing the drugs.
I know who Graham Norton is. That's about as far as it goes.
Yeah, he's a West Brit, so you can have him.
Yeah,
he forgets he's Irish.
It's actually a term, Chris. West Brit.
Yeah,
is
West Brit
over here.
Yeah,
is it?
It's like English sympathizers. No, but Graham Norton hosts the BBC's Eurovision, and
Chris,
he refers to the UK as we.
You like soup, Chris? Yeah. You like soup?
Depends what flavour.
You'd be a soup taker then. Yeah, definitely.
I don't want to know what that means. I don't want to know.
And he'd definitely take the soup, wouldn't he?
Oh, he would, yeah. He's a soup taker. Do you like fish sticks?
Huh?
Do you like fish sticks?
What?
Like fish fingers? Do you like fish sticks?
No comment.
Do you like fish fingers? Do you like fish sticks?
I don't actually like fish fingers. To be fair.
You're not a gay fish then.
I don't know what this means. I can't wait for.
Chris comes on here every day and he just gets an absolute lambasting. But you know what? After that, watching Father Ted, I think you deserve it.
To be fair, I might watch it now. You guys have recommended it.
Loves Oxlade Chamberlain. Idolizes him, but has never seen Father Ted. You're a troubled man. You are a troubled man. You fruit salad merchant.
Hasn't seen the commitment. Hasn't seen the snapper.
No, Pat Mustard. We mustn't forget Pat Mustard. To be fair.
Yeah. The speed episode with the milk float, brilliant.
Oh yeah, iconic. May he rest in peace. Actually.
Yeah.
You'll have a cup of tea, Chris. You'll have a cup of tea.
You will.
Go on.
Go on.
I like tea. Go
on. Go on. You'll have a cup of tea.
Go on.
The fact that he doesn't even know that is just mental. I know you have surely you know. Go on.
Drink, feck, ass, girls.
Chris, right. Your last task was to fucking sing for New York. Watch an episode of Father Ted, please.
I tell you what, that Brenda Grace was brilliant in Father Ted. I'll give you that.
Oh yeah, and I've had my fun, and that's all that matters. And if you say that to me again, I'll put your head through the wall.
Can we put that out of context?
Then on with the drum and bass. Lash on the drum and bass. Then.
So this Dave fella's trouble. He just said. Fat Paddy Murphy with a man beard. And what else would a beard on a man be, you fucking gum beard?
Very feminine looking beard there, Chris.
Stop licking the window, you fucking clown. What the fuck are you talking about? It's hardly going to be a...
You can't even spell fat.
What are you talking about? A man beard, like. What's a man beard? It's a beard on a man. What's it going to be called? A transformer fucking wig? Shut up. Fuck off.
Oh my God.
Somebody's comments are negative.
Paddy, stop it with your man beard, mate. You can't talk anymore.
Man beard. Fucking hell. What are you talking about? Like
that is my favourite.
Man beard.
That is my favourite thing I've ever heard in my life. He still didn't spell Murphy right.
Well, he didn't spell fat right. You got like.
I love how he's made it. He literally was like, right, what fake name will we use for his YouTube? Dave McDodd. Dave Mac, go check on your kids and feed them, Dave, and stop giving abuse to randomers online. You weird. Ooh, I tell you.
Stop it with your man beard, mate.
Oh.
You're a racist.
I hear you're a racist now, father.
Oh, unreal, man! I tell you, this. See you later, Dave. Go and feed the kids.
I will use the Father Ted excuse in the court of law, mate, when I'm in there for tax fraud or evasion. The money was directly to my account.
Absolutely, it's a foolproof plan.
Oh God.
Well, that brought us nicely to the hour. Thanks, Dave, for filling a few minutes.
Chris, your next bit of homework is learning the lyrics to My Lovely Horse.
Mate, I don't think anyone on this channel wants to hear me sing ever again, including you two, I think.
With your fetlocks blowing and your not blowing
in the wind.
I want to shower you with sugar lumps. I can't believe you haven't known. That's the best song you've ever.
Dentist.
I know.
Shout out to anyone in the chat, by the way. He was like,
"Yeah, here's from me, Chris. Last Irish question. Last chance of redemption."
Of course, I know who Katie Taylor is.
Who is she?
She's a boxer.
No. She ended up being a boxer. She was also an Irish international footballer.
Was she actually? Oh, I didn't know that, but I know she's a boxer.
Yeah. More Irish hate.
I don't know anything about contact.
Stereotype, but putting her into a box. Oh, look, she's a boxer. No, Chris. She's everything to all people. What she is
a bit of a legend, to be fair. I know she's big over there, so respect to Katie Taylor.
Just behind me and Paddy for famous people have come from Ireland. It's just behind us.
Yeah.
And Mark, I've actually got a Robbie Keane shirt, so how can I
I'll never get over man beard. I tell you, lads, that was unreal. Fucking man beard.
Yeah, Paddy. Next time, would you mind coming on with a bit more of a feminine beard, please?
Oh, sorry, yeah, no, my apologies. How dare I? I'll go. I'll change my gender.
You can't gender his beard. You can't gender his beard, man.
Yeah, my beard is actually non-binary, so maybe Dave was on to something. Non-beardery.
Yeah, that's beardist, mate. That's beardist. Yeah. How dare you?
There you go.
Coming on here using our professional pundits.
Unbelievable. Honest to God.
Right, gents, I shall wish you a Merry Christmas.
Thank you, James Farley, by the way. Thank you.
I'll be back tonight with the A team's on tonight. Me and James Redmond. You know the good lads are on tonight. This is just the warm up.
The A-listers, eh? Here it is. I see you.
Yeah, but neither of you have man.
We're going to make sweet music ourselves. Yeah, we're going to make the show better than yours. So
more than you believe.
There'll be testosterone all over the place tonight with myself and Mr. Redmond. Oh, you won't be able to move for machismo.
I'm just gonna get some. I'm just gonna cry with my man beard. How dare I have a man beard? I need to take my life decisions.
Here's a good point, actually.
That's true, actually.
Yeah, the channel will be shut down within the week.
The channel will just be a podcast about man beards, mate, and how much I hate Ireland.
He's admitted it. Clip it, Connor. Clip it. He's admitted it. He's admitted his hate for Ireland. We have it. We have him, boys. We have him. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. It was great crack. I'm loving this.
This is a small country. You're definitely getting a full cavity search at the airport. Definitely.
I can't wait. I love Ireland. Can't wait.
Backtracking now. Look at you.
A likely story.
Yeah. Oh, what a day.
Oh, my God. What a day.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go and indoctrinate Chris. We're going to send him into a special educational Irish camp. Next time you see him, he'll be full on. He'll be spouting every Brendan O'Carroll, Brendan Grace, every line you can think of. Won't you, Chris?
Gonna be sick, mate. And as it's the last time I'm on before Christmas, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yes, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Likewise.
Even to those with man beards.
Merry Chrysler.
Merry Chrysler.
As we say in Ireland, nullig shouldn't ditch.
Yeah, what he said.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Right, adios. We will talk to you 8:45 tonight, myself and Mr. Redmond. Thank you to Paddy, thank you to Chris, thank you to you guys. Have a wonderful Christmas.